he actually told me that when I was doing the interview with him during the Masters. He said that I never beat Jorden, so forget about it. He beats me every time. Really? Yeah. We're gonna get started here instead. It's an opening, David.
It is, and it's the Reti opening. Actually, one that we focused a lot on yesterday. One of my favorite first moves, White bringing out the knight. And the Reti, the beauty of it is that White is super flexible. Now White can choose which pawn to push. Is Jorden gonna push? Okay, this is maybe the third or fourth most popular option in that position. If that, pushing the b-pawn forward, getting ready to create a nice little home for White's dark square bishop. Now White dark square bishop is going to park itself on the b2 square and fianchetto itself on the longest diagonal.
Yeah, this is interesting because when you see Jorden play and you see Anish is going the other way, fianchettoing, but he often tries to get Anish out of main line theory because we know how strong Anish is in main line. Double fianchetto system here, David. That is quite peculiar, isn't it?
It's not just peculiar, but it's very unlike Jorden. Normally he's quite direct, and part of the reason he's a core kind of member of Magnus Carlsen's team and previously part of Anish Giri's team is because he's so good at these attacking ideas where you calculate everything, and this is the type of position where
I was going to say,
Is it called the speckled hen?
speckled hen.
Is that right? I remember Keith Harkle. Some openings have got ridiculous names like the monkey's bum is one. I didn't just make that up, I think, but this might be called the speckled hen. I don't know if it's named after a beer in England or something else. Is that right? Oh, speckled egg. It might be a speckled egg.
But I think it's very similar to this. I think it's normally a slightly different variant, but it's definitely pushing that black b-pawn forward. And Simon, you mentioned those weird, wacky opening names. Yeah, stay tuned later in the week. I did do a test with Magnus on some weird, wacky opening names, and
did you know them all?
Okay. You knew some of them, and there are a lot of cool opening names. I think there's over 1,500 named openings out there, so it's a lot. I don't know how many you guys can name. I couldn't have named this one for sure.
Well, I just got this wrong. Was it the egg or the hen? Which came first?
The reason this is such a kind of weird opening is because now Black gains so much time. Black's pawn gaining so much space as well. Black's pawns on this left flank throwing themselves forward, and
this is so strange. You know that there are only 2 games in my database, and yeah,
wow.
And we're talking about a database of millions and millions of games, and it's bizarre. You know, I didn't guess any of those moves actually, because I actually expected, and we talked a lot about this kind of whole concept of pawns dominating the knight circuit, but Anish has just taken that rule and just thrown it out the window, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna step forward and attack the knight.
Well, we can expect a chessball course on this soon, can't we now? On the speckled, I don't know which one it is, speckled something.
The hen or the egg?
Yeah, the egg.
first move, retreated the rook to the 8th row just to keep an eye on that rogue Harry the H pawn. And yeah, I mean, you said that they know each other really well, but for a long time, Jorden was working with Anish.
Yeah, and it was really interesting. We recorded a couple of podcasts, one with Anish, one with Jorden, and there's a bit of tension there, maybe. They both admitted to it because Jorden did work with Anish, and moving on to work with Magnus. Of course, there's some rivalry. There's debate about what opening ideas are secret. Kind of sharing knowledge is always difficult. But okay, meanwhile, Black is going active with his king. But why did he give up this pawn?
Panic.
Is he going? Sorry, Ivanka.
I was going to say panic,
But
because
he's threatening checkmate.
It's a brilliant idea.
Wow.
You've got to show this one.
Okay, Anish has why he gave up a pawn, but now if White is careless and, for example, just does a nothing move, then suddenly Black is going to play rook takes pawn, and this wins, sacrificing a rook, kind of tricking the White king into coming forward, and then bang, the king is trapped on the side of the board. Simply no escape squares. The Black king and the 2 black pawns actually cut off all escape squares for this White king. So in the current position, this is a winning threat for Anish Giri. Rook takes pawn. How does he stop this? Suddenly the White king maybe has to just run away at some point, just run away back to safety before it's too late. As well, if the Black rook comes across and cuts off the White king's escape route, it's game over. Suddenly Jorden, with 25 seconds, he needs to either run away with his king or maybe go active with his own rook, just to start kind of the counterattack against Black's king. Maybe bring the rook across after rook takes pawn, running away with his own king. That is the key.
I don't know about this move. He's played his rook over, but
this wins for Black now, and there we go, the evaluation bar. Okay, not even that. He's trapped the White rook.
Let's
Let's go back to the players because
what a trick.
the White rook